actually in our series against Tier in playoffs, do you remember? When he said, Jojo, you are hot garbage at Rice, you don't know how to control vision in the river, you don't know how to roam, you don't know when you should recall for tempo, and then he said, I will go mid, and we played the Rice, Impact mid, and Jojo played Lucian top,
and he was so 1v9.
Impact was playing against Bjergsen, Victor, he was perma pushing, perma going top, okay, I'm roaming top, I'm putting wards here, I'm going bot now, and he's like roaming, holding up.
His res was crazy in
Jojo,
comparison.
you are dogs in the Rice, I will play Rice.
Hello, welcome back to Pros. Blessed week for Pros, even though the LCS didn't have that many games this week because everybody swept.
8 games, right?
Yeah, 8 games.
Actually? Wow.
8 games, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. But also first, second in terms of, well, first, third in terms of the overall LCS standings. But you're like the only team to even take a game off of Team Liquid. So right now it's like going into the break, winner's queue. But Inspired, hot off the presses, 2-0 over Jensen and Dignitas.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
What do you mean? As expected. Like, I don't know how you can actually be you have any knowledge about the league, and then you watch 2 games of Dignitas, and you say like, wow, Dignitas, Dig season, oh my god, they're so good, they're favorites going against FlyQuest. Like, I can, like, if you say there is a chance they win, I'll be like, yeah, sure, I mean, there is a chance. We might just choke and int, and they play their best games, and they will win. But thinking that they're favorites, like, come on, guys.
I figured you guys would win, but I was like a little bit down on you guys because you guys lost the game to NRG.
Yeah,
so I was like,
there's a chance we
that's
choke,
looking rough.
and they
You
can
lose to
like,
NRG, like,
get a
that's
win.
tough.
But
then,
favorites?
I don't know. You smashed them today. It was not a close series.
What do you think is going to
I
happen?
mean, no, I thought FlyQuest would win too. But Dig is in Scrim is like really something to behold. Like they're pretty bad.
They're an academy level team.
Yeah, it's like they might be on the blacklist now. Like there's a chance that they were put there because like
They are not on that
we scrimmed
blacklist.
them and it was like actually. I'm not, they might not be on the blacklist. That's like NRG, but
Nice Shopify.
yeah, after today maybe. No, so yeah, I thought FlyQuest would win, but like Dig seems to be playing a bit better on stage at least. So I thought maybe there's a chance they can compete, but I mean everyone saw what happened. So.
I think on the broadcast we had 2 people 2-1, I was 2-0, and then Discord voted 2-1 for Dig. But everyone else voted 2-1 or 2-0 for FlyQuest. I like the content leading up to it that Dig put out, that you put out, the hype and the spectacle of it was nice. So did it feel any better to win this game than a different one?
Of course, yeah, it felt better, and I never expected to have such a hype game against
That's a first.
I think that's the first hype game they ever had in the org history.
I mean, the game ended at like 4 minutes in game 1 when he just ganked bot lane.
Oh, yeah.
And Masu Busi
Yeah.
with 2v3.
You're really good at drafting. The way you drafted that bowling matchup. I don't know how you did that.
yeah.
Or your coaches.
Oh yeah, that was funny, right? I was like, they will ban Renata second phase. Renata is open. Last pick against only 5 milli-champs and a brand.
Pretty bold, yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw that gank and I thought to myself, wow, this game is so cooked. You're just about to be up 3 camps, get grubs for free, bot lane's GG'd.
Yeah, I
What
mean,
was I even doing?
I knew that we're gonna win after the draft. Like, I was very confident after the draft because, I mean, before the draft, like, I was thinking maybe there's a chance we can lose, but like, we get way better draft in both games, I think, and we are better players, so it's like kind of hard to lose then.
Quad also won both sides of the
Yeah.
matchup.
Yeah, how'd you feel about Quad today? Because I know in the first couple weeks he was a little nervy on stage, but he looked a lot better today.
I mean, honestly, I felt like the Tier series, he was playing pretty well, but we just didn't give him any attention because of the drafts that were played out. I feel like, especially, I mean, every game, honestly, the support jungle were just helping way more mid, and we didn't really do anything around mid because our champs were not good at it. We played like Nidalee, Kindred,
Yeah, you
when
like
we lost.
Kindred Senna.
Yeah, so like we can't do anything. We can't do anything, and enemy team was just helping me off cooldown, and I feel like Quad was still doing all right in the games. And then we did pretty bad macro mistakes, like APA is good at split pushing and like taking towers, and we didn't match them at all. So the game became unplayable, and it looked like mid is getting gapped, but I think it was just mid jungle gap more. Yeah. I mean, like jungle support gap.
I remember game 1, I'm taking top turret, and Quad just like randomly shows bot lane on the bot lane play.
In game 1, I remember Busia stayed top as Ornn at like 11 minutes when you went top, when they forced your flash, and then Busia stayed top, he has still Ornn, and decides to go mid, and just open top and tells Quad to go top. When he's playing
Quad's
Sol.
like 1v3 against Ace,
instead of sending Ornn to weak
what is
side
this,
to clear
man?
the waves, and Ace can just farm. But we sent Quad to top, while we are playing bot side, so he's playing weak side, ASOL, can't do anything, can't catch waves.
Couldn't even walk up, so he just roam his bot lane.
Yeah, and then
nothing,
Corki gets fed. Then Corki gets fed, and people narrative is like, oh, Quad is so bad, like Jensen was better.
So you're blaming Busio is what you're...
No, I think me and Busio we're just not on the same page. But today it looked way better.
Yeah.
We are actually playing more together, and Busio was running around the map, always with support tempo, putting deep wards, so we knew what's going on. And I feel like that was the biggest difference. Coming into this game and TL game, I feel like we didn't get many wards and didn't play well with tempo while you guys were. So it was unplayable for our teammates.
Yeah. Really quick before we touch on your 2-0s, you were partially hoping that Sven or someone from Dig would be here so you could talk your
I
split
wanted
to them.
to ask what they were expecting to happen. Like, were they confident to
Did you wake up today thinking that you would lose?
Exactly, because in that video they're like talking, that would be nice to beat FlyQuest, like blah blah blah. I don't remember exactly, and I wanted to actually hear from them if it was cope, like you just like talk to yourself that you're gonna win, so you have higher chance of winning, or was it just like, I don't know, it's gonna be close, because people on the internet were thinking that Dignitas is better for some reason.
I think Dig has the 100 Thieves thing from last split, where they're completely trashing scrims, but they're like okay on stage.
Yeah.
And then everyone's just like, wow, Dig is so good. Wow, they're going to be competitive with FlyQuest. They're competitive with 100 Thieves, or not 100 Thieves, 100 Thieves. So I think they're just the new 100 Thieves.
Yeah, I mean, they did beat 100 Thieves, but I still felt like 100 Thieves was a better team that series. Like, just rewatching the games, I felt like 100 Thieves was better, and they were just trolling. Like, even then, I watched voice cams, I remember, of Dignitas. They are in this Nash situation with Camille pushing bot. There is no way you can finish Nash ever. Sven is saying, guys, this is so bad, this is so bad. I'm like watching it, wow, it's so bad, they're about to get aced. Then Camille TPs, loses her hands completely, suicide. Yon just ults in without E, suicide. They kill them all, get Nash, and come back. I'm like, I wonder what was Sven thinking. I wanted to ask him. Because in-game, in their comms, he's like, oh, guys, this is not good, because it was not good. And then he just win the fight, ace them. I'm like, wow.
It's just Dig season.
Dig season.
It's
magic. It's a magic right there.
Because that was the Licorice Cassante game, right? Like, he solo killed Camille in the top lane somehow.
Camille was pushing bot, and they're forced to do Nash, but it was so bad Nash, and they somehow won the game there. So I was like, wow, great call, guys. Well played.
Vulcan, slightly better start to this split than the previous split. How does it feel with this year's C9? Are you back?
This split, right, compared to last split? Yeah. I mean, it feels pretty good. I think we're more focused on the right things in game, as opposed to last split. I think we were a lot of the time like not very aligned in what we want to do during the game, and then instead of like talking about something that's happening or going to happen, it's like something that happened, like trying to maybe a bit of arguing during the games, more in scrims than on stage, but sometimes on stage it would happen as well. And now I feel like the game flows more nicely. Maybe people who are watching can kind of feel it, but like from my perspective, especially as support, I think you can probably feel it more when you're playing with a team that like understands tempo well, doesn't waste time, plays fast. I think as support specifically, it's hard to play a role if your team doesn't really do that. And I think we're doing a way better job at being aware and like making plays, and then after one play is done, not going for like too much. So it feels way nicer.
Were you doing a lot of that last split? Just like over-forcing tempo? Because it was really weird for me, and I'm curious what you guys think too, playing against Cloud9 last split versus even scrimming them this split, if you've noticed a difference. Because the conversation that like I was hearing or having was Cloud9 last split, sure, they win their lanes a little bit, but then they have like no idea what to do. And replacing Fudge with a rookie, even if he's better in lane, that's not going to fix those issues. But it does actually seem like you guys are playing more controlled. It's obviously only 3 different teams that you've beaten, but you're playing. I mean, today, 2 25-minute wins, and it felt like you were actually able to end the game off of like, oh yeah, we double crowd them and kill the jungler. Now it's over, because that clearly means you know what you're doing more. Do you feel that?
Yeah, no, I feel that. Also, what was I going to say? Yeah, I mean, we changed Fudge from Fudge to Thanatos, but I still think that if we were to sub in Fudge right now, we would still be doing much better. Like, Thanatos is playing super well, right? Don't get me wrong. And he's performing super well in lane, and like, we never have to worry about top, because he's always going to be in good spots. But I don't think like I attribute everything that happened to like the 2 switches, right? Like the clutch swap and the top swap. I think we're just playing so much better. And also it feels like we are not so bothered by what the other team is doing. I think before, if a champion was appearing on our screen randomly and we didn't expect it, it would be like, what the hell? We need to do this and we need to do that. And we like force ourselves into, like mind trick ourselves a little bit into thinking that we need to do something. Whereas now I think we're more comfortable playing our own game and winning like just because we don't get distracted by the random things that the team might.
You guys
do.
are more consistent this split. Like even last split, you guys are kind of trolling.
Yeah.
And they're just like randomly losing to Insanity Sion mid with Jojo on the vein.
Yeah, he should have gone Disco Vayne that game. So that's what you said to him, I think. That he should have gone Ghost.
Yeah, I told him right after the game.
Completely
Why did you not
terrible
disco
games like
Vayne on my
that.
screen?
But now even when you face the bottom teams, like I mean, Shopify today, for example, where you guys just shit on them 2-0 so fast.
Yeah, I think last split they would have been like, it would have been
It
way
would have been a
harder.
banger match.
It would have been a banger.
Best
And
of
to me, it
3.
seems like you guys are just, I mean, especially you, I think, you are like dictating way more tempo in the game. Like I was listening to comms and like you were the one always making sure that everyone resets after the play, doesn't overchase and like keeps tempo, because if you are winning lane and you just don't over for plays, you can always like make a new play, reset, make a new play. And I felt like when I played against you last split, it was like you guys are winning lane, but then as I said,
Everyone's
someone
in
will
different
appear on your
places,
screen and he will overstay, then you will like, cancel your recall one more time, and then we are already running the next play somewhere or like taking objective for free, even though you guys were in the better spot, but you just overstayed so hard. And now it feels like you guys don't overforce. So like you actually play way smarter. That's how I noticed right now just from scrims. We didn't play each other on stage yet, but in scrims like way harder. And I don't know.
I think it kind of comes with confidence, because I feel like when we play the game, before it would be like we felt like we needed to do something right now to get a big advantage. Like we feel like we need to win, so we need to like get this or get that or get the next thing. And now I feel like we have more faith that like something good will happen, and we trust each other more to know that maybe Jojo won't run it down this time. And like I said, Jojo usually it's Jojo, so
Usually too. Well, in scrims maybe not, but on stage.
yeah. There's some other shouts in scrims sometimes,
sometimes, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
but yeah.
But still, Jojo is number one.
You've
even in
all,
scrims.
no one's like blocking each other in scrims. Like you've all kind of played each other in scrims this year.
Yeah. I mean,
I think we scrimmed both
we are
together
never
this week.
blocking each
So
other.
we play TL and Fly at the end of the split, so we're like scrimming them a lot.
Right, that makes sense.
We didn't scrim Fly before our series week 1, which makes sense. But ever since we scrimmed them at least once a week, I think we've scrimmed you guys like 3 times since then.
Yeah, I think so.
That's awesome. I wanted to ask you guys about Berserker then. Just because I think it might have been Whippo last split on
He's
pros
not
was
him.
saying that Berserker's not him. Has that changed? Is he a little better, or is it still a question?
I mean, to me, he was always good. I felt like it was not. He wasn't the issue that C9 had, and I don't know. To me, he seems like he's a really good player. Like when I play against him, he knows when he can actually die, and when he cannot die. So he's like playing to his limits. If I click where I'm not supposed to click, he will walk on me and start hitting me. Not like the other ADs that are maybe a bit more scared and they will like click away. So I mean, I don't know. To me, he was always the top AD in the league. And Whippo Talk, I think he was just doing it for the
Bantering.
memes. Yeah, he was just doing it for the memes.
No, I agree with him. He definitely has more like pressure in team fights. Like, it's kind of hard to see how good an ADC is through like stats or anything.
But when
like,
you're playing against
when
them,
you
just
play against them and like you're like posturing and you can feel their pressure, like some of the worst ADCs in the league, you like walk up and they're gonna run away. You just have so much space to go in. But then you step up against Berserker, he's like, and you have to actually battle for the zone. So, I mean, I don't know. He should still be at least like a top 3 ADC in the league.
Absolutely. And you need to stand up for your guy, but has he been better in summer than in spring? Or is it just a bunch of other factors?
I mean, I don't want to be boring, but I think it kind of like reflects on how we're playing as a team, because I feel like we were making a lot more individual mistakes, but it's way harder to not make them when the game doesn't make sense, or when the game is like you're not comfortable with it because you don't know exactly what's going on, right? If you're more comfortable in a situation where you kind of have a good feel for what's going to happen, obviously it's way easier to like execute and flash the right spell, or stand your ground and fight back if you know that you're ready to fight and like your silencers are going to TP in. So I think that's part of the reason. Because I didn't feel like he was playing like not him or whatever, you know. Like I don't think he was playing very
There
well.
were some games where he was kind of sprinting it. Like I remember a Lucian game for Shopify, where he had so many deaths that were just like.
But he was going for TikTok combo.
That's the one thing. Yeah.
That's a regular season game, irrelevant game.
Yeah.
Like of course you go for TikTok combos.
Yeah, there was the one game against Ortiz where he wanted to get the pentakill over ending the game.
And then you lost.
That
And then
makes
we
sense.
lost. Yeah.
That makes sense. It's just a regular season, guys.
How was that review?
I mean, it's hard to argue when he says like, "I'm going for the penta next time again," because like you wanted the penta, and it felt like a free win, right? So it's like, I mean, what are you gonna say?
As a support man, you're like, oh, I will never get pentakill.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying during the game, let's go mid, we can end. And during the review, I was like, Berserker, what the, can I swear?
Sure.
What the fuck? It's not that bad of a swear. And then, yeah, because I mean, we should just end the game,
You just
right?
don't
Obviously.
get it, man.
I don't get it. I mean,
You just don't get it.
yeah. We have a different
When
different
else can
goal.
you make highlights? like regular season game and you see the highlight in your eyes, like you have to go for it. You rather like make sure you win in playoffs. But
I mean, the
in
standings
regular
are
season-
so close for these guys, though.
Really?
Yeah, we weren't in a good spot in regular season.
Then it's
we
more
needed
based.
we needed every win.
Like, I think you guys ended third, right?
Yeah, I think so.
But there was like a chance they can end like sixth if
I think
they
until
lose,
the
like,
last weekend.
Oh yeah,
like,
but
it
you
was,
guys wanted to finish third, because then you play 100 Thief. Like
Yeah,
everyone
of
wanted
course,
to
yeah.
finish third.
Yeah, that was the
So it
golden
ended
spot.
up being good, but like it was dicey for a little bit there.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, that's a hilarious story. APA, this is a good start. This is a really good start to summer. Spring was honestly, until the playoffs, pretty shaky for Team
Yeah,
Liquid.
shaky.
What are the big differences from spring to summer?
Well, I think I'm not trash anymore. Is probably the biggest one. I think I
Okay.
was kind of trash at the
That
very
helps.
start of spring. I'm sure you guys would probably both agree. I was getting shit on by a little bit of everyone, and then I don't know. I just improved laning. I improved side laning because like I have such great resources from like Impact and Core and like even coaching staff where I can just talk with them all the time, and like Impact will bring me over and be like, APA, come here. What the fuck are you doing in this situation here? Just come flame me. And like Core would do the same thing. It would just like point out a whole bunch of small things. So I just have great resources to learn from. And then obviously going international stage, like, you know, I got to play against Cream, I got to Scrim in 1v1 caps, I got to play against Chovy, Faker, just like all the really good players. So like, you know, every time you go international tournaments, you can just learn so much.
And you feel like you've actually been able to transition that towards summer, because I know you've gone international. I mean, everyone at this table has gone international. I feel like sometimes it's a bit of a flip whether MSI hurts or helps you.
Well, I think my Worlds last year was not that useful for me because our team mentally imploded quite early on into the tournament. But like this MSI for me was definitely extremely useful.
What do you feel about TL so far this split?
Seems like they're really confident when you play against them. Like when they see a play, you guys just go for it. You like set up stuff, especially jungle and support. They don't waste their time. Like Core will sneak a recall in bot lane and group with Umti, get control around mid or around one side lane, and you guys will just get gold lead like that. And it seems like it seems like you guys are not scared of anything. Like when you guys play.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
we take so many 4v5s.
Yeah,
Like yesterday's games were just
when you
4v5
guys
in
fought us on
groups.
Herald while you were pushing bot, like our carries mispositioned because they thought it's 4v5, so you guys are not even gonna fight. But you guys just come to us, stare at us, and take a good fight. And yeah, same on side lane. I feel like you guys just know where everyone is. We're in the game, push side lane deep. We are already too late to make a play on the opposite side. So you have to match you, and then you guys base with tempo in vision and go other side, and we can't really do anything. So I don't know. I mean, the games against you were pretty hard, but I also think you had good meta read, or like you play well with your champs because you guys played the tank jungle that is like strong at face checking, and support that is also good at 2v2s, and they just walk around and give so much space for the team. While we weren't doing that because we were playing different champs, and you guys just snowballed on us. And other than that, what I think about TL, I mean, definitely as APA said, I think you guys were like especially you improved like the most going into playoffs, because I didn't really respect TL in regular season. Like I felt like they're just a team that
It was
like,
the Impact show during regular season.
yeah,
He
it was
my
just
MVP
an
for
Impact
Spain.
show. I was
Yeah.
like watching Impact, like if he picks Cassante like tank, he will like play well, but then he can't do anything. He's just Cassante in team fights. Like he's just tanky, but his teammates are all behind. He can't do anything. But then going into playoffs, I feel like you played better. The team gave you more resources, and then it like felt hard to match it. I don't know. I don't know what was our problem, but
Even Jan started playing a lot better as well.
I mean, I don't really focus on bot side that much. Like I didn't look at Yon because it's just AD carry to me. Like mid jungle support is most of the time on my screen, and we are like playing 3v3. So it just felt really hard to contest you
I mean,
guys.
you can speak on it more, but to me, it just felt like in playoffs, I always just had a winning bot lane. So it was just like, I can make a few mistakes in this game, and I can do well because my bot lane's going to carry. Like, Cord normally has tempo because he's like winning lane, and then he can come impact mid, help me out a little bit, help Umpty out, and just like continue the positive cycle forward.
Yeah, no, I think Jan was always a good player, but I feel like in the past he always had like these grief moments, pretty often.
Yeah.
Pretty often. Where I feel like recently he's been cleaning up his play, and obviously if you're an AD carry and you don't die, then most of the time that will mean that you probably win the game, right? So I think that's probably one of the biggest things for like before TL and then championship winning TL.
Got it. Who is the best team in the LCS right now, do you think?
I think between these two, I don't think we are.
Okay.
Like in scrims, I feel like we are not that consistent yet. Like we need to work on a little bit more champions and learn more how to play our team comps and vision game. But TL is really good at it, and I think Sinai has the strongest laners. Like you guys are just really good at laning everyone, so it seems hard if you don't make mistakes. But I don't think the gap is big. I'm confident that we can, for sure, put a fight against them. But right now, I think one of these teams is for sure the best.
I think our scrims are like normally very close. It's always
Pretty
like
even, yeah.
3-3 or like 2-4 one way.
I think this, like as of this week, we might like have the trophy of Scrim, like the Scrim trophy.
The
you know
Scrim
that?
trophy.
Like,
Yeah.
holding
You guys
the-
like
G2
won,
or
you guys like won what? 4-2 or 5-1 against us day one, and then we won 2 games day 2 as well. So like I
Yeah.
think it was like 8-4 or maybe even 9-3. I don't know.
Yeah, there are some remakes here and there, so it's like hard
Yeah.
to track. Like we sometimes like to, if there's like a fast FF, we like take that win. You know, if we FF fast, we don't count it. We just ignore it.
Well, that's good for stats.
Yeah, helps our stats.
We scrimmed them this week, and we made they made us say please for the remake.
Oh no.
Because really? It was probably because of me, to be honest with you. Like I think I probably got shit on really hard by JoJo and whatever
Yeah.
matchup.
I always just type GG or remake. I don't ask.
Yeah.
GG or remake. If you go remake, I'm opening.
These guys, it was like Vulcan or JoJo says say please, so like we say please, and then like a game later they ask for me to make. We're like, please say please. And we have
What happened is that they said PLS, right? They didn't say the
Yeah.
full please. We're like, nah, that's not gonna cut it. They need to say the full please. And also we
so
started doing
petty.
it because I think the first block that we scrimmed against you guys was right after you guys came back from MSI. And lane swaps are still like pretty common. And we had the lane swap game where we griefed it very hard because we weren't as experienced as them. And then we wanted to remake.
We said
and
no.
we asked, and they were like, no, we can't. We're like,
What do you mean you can't?
you can't.
Yeah,
The server
that's
doesn't
always
work,
so
or-
funny. Like, when you play scrims and they say the enemy team say can't remake. I'm like, oh.
I'm sure, I was like, I'm pretty sure you can make it, like, you can quit.
Dignitas, by the way, they had at the beginning of the season, like we asked Sven, they had the rule of no remakes, no FFs. So we are playing first block against them, the first block of the season. They got 0-6, 15 minutes every game. And like 10 minutes into the game, I'm like, are they gonna ask for remake or FF? Like they are not asking. And then I asked Sven, he's like, no FF, Dig season. Okay, respect, bro.
I think the
but
only
then they
time-
changed. Then they actually like.
I mean,
started-
eventually you can-
eventually they asked
It
for
takes a
remake.
toll on your mental, like, when you lose so many games.
I think the only times we say no to remakes is when we feel like the game won't be like that useful for us if it's a remake. Like if you guys are trying to pick or something, and it's like, well, I'm just playing Tristana. I played 100 Tristana games. I don't really need that practice on this.
Yeah.
So we're probably gonna say no because it's like more useful for you guys. It's like the times we say no.
Yeah, that makes sense. For us, it's like sometimes when sometimes there's comps where one team should win, but the other team has to do something cheesy to win, right? Like maybe level 1 they need to do some
Yeah.
funny thing, and then you do the funny thing level 1, you win, and now they ask for a remake, but we're like, now they know what cheese we
Now
went
they know
for,
our funny thing.
and now like it's gonna be a clown show, like for sure, because we're gonna have to try a different one.
Yeah, they
or,
meta
like-
game the funny thing.
Yeah, and then it's just
two
like
funny things
I don't
going
want
on.
to play against like this bad draft again and have to come up with a new cheese thing to do. So then in those cases, I don't like to remake.
Yeah.
But yeah.
How often are scrims getting remade nowadays?
Once a day, twice a day.
Yeah,
Once or
maybe
twice a day.
Like average twice a day, I would say, or
So
once
like
a day.
once a block, maybe.
Not so often as once a block, but yeah, maybe.
At least once a day.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it more? I'm actually just curious because I've had this discussion with a ton of NA pros. Does NA or EU like remake more? Do you think?
I don't remember.
I know it's been like years since you've been in EU, but
I mean, there were a lot of remakes, I think, in EU too. I
Yeah.
don't think it's like.
I think it's
region
pretty normal.
specific.
Yeah, I know like Reddit and
It's
Twitter
just,
is
it's just stupid to not remake the game.
Yeah.
Like, you
When
just
you
wait
scrim
practice.
G2 always says like player GG.
Oh yeah, the
international
G2
scrims.
never remakes right now.
So,
Yeah,
like,
I don't know what's up with them. but-
Genuinely, like, you could be like down 10,000 gold at 5 minutes, just
Yeah.
something disastrous has happened, and they'll just say GG or play. Like they never remake games.
I think that's like part of the culture. They want to force creative plays. So like even though you're like you're really in a terrible game,
Yeah.
they want to like try and find some angle, and like maybe that helps in one stage game out of like 50.
Right.
And maybe that's a super important moment where you like find that angle. So
I think that's more valuable for G2, but like not valuable for like a mid-tier team. Because I can definitely see. I'm already projecting like if the biggest critics of remaking scrims that say you never remake scrims, and then they hear that G2 doesn't remake scrims.
I mean, it also
that's just
benefits
gonna-
them. Like, why would they teach the other team how to play
better.
if they're like
that's true.
winning against
Because
you all
G2
the
is
time?
always winning the scrims.
Yeah, if you are winning, then why would you remake? Like, you're just helping enemy team. You might
Yeah.
as well shitstorm them, and then they are tilted, and you just no remake. See ya tomorrow.
Done at 3 p.m. Okay, so you think you two are tied for first. Do you think you're tied for first, or is one of you two better?
I mean, I think we'll find out week 5, whichever
Yeah.
week.
I should know this, but
honestly,
it's not
it's
week
hard to
4 because I know you played Dig
It's
week
either the
4.
last or the second to last week.
Yeah,
It's hard to predict who's gonna win.
second to last
game.
week, so week 6.
I think our series should be close.
Oh, really? You guys play second last
Yeah.
week then, and
then we play
last
you
week
guys.
yeah.
Well, you guys have a hard last 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and with the way it works, I can like literally define your split.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting that we have to ramp up. I guess we just get to ramp up.
Ramp up
we
a
play
bit,
against
yeah.
like worse teams, and then by the end, hopefully we're in the best form, and then we play the 2 best teams. So works out pretty well for us, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Do you agree that FlyQuest is third best team?
Yeah, I
I'm
think
getting the
after that there's
team
like
power
after that there's like
rankings. There's, like,
this
Yeah, like,
giant cliff.
Think about it. Who's fourth?
It was 100 Thieves before.
Dignitas or 100 Thieves? Like someone.
Yeah.
Everyone is 1 and 2 or 0 and 3
No, but
after
like
you.
who's fourth? Like Dignitas or 100 Thieves? No, there's like no way who can be fourth otherwise.
I mean, Dig did win the series.
yeah,
But
then
like
what?
you said, I do think 100 Thieves was playing.
Yeah, I think 100
Their
Thieves.
mid
is
jungle
better.
was playing significantly better.
I feel like if 100
Yeah.
Thieves bot and top just like a little bit hold it
focus up a little
together,
bit,
like
yeah.
a little bit, please. Like
They stop
if
sprinting
they
for
might be
1
playing like
second.
this. If they just sit like this,
Lean forward a little bit
like
more.
a little bit, like they will get carried. They will get carried against the bottom teams. So please don't run down.
What do you think of 100 Thieves this split? Because I know last split, I was wrong on the majority of their best of 1 predictions because I think they went 11 and 3 or something, maybe 10 and 4.
Yeah.
But I'd always hear that they just get completely ran in scrims. Then they did not make it that far in playoffs, and now they're 1 and 2 in best of 3s. Do you think the best of 3s actually hurt them more than other teams?
I think
Yeah.
it's a bad meta for them as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, I think River's like, to me, the ganking guy. You know, he's like, that's how I see River.
He's
But
Mr.
then
Gank, yeah.
He's Mr. Gank, but then he's just on like full clear only. Like, you can't really gank people as Zyra other than like at 3 minutes when you're finished your full clear. And then, I mean, like tank jungler's on his red camp or something.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it seems like they were really often in bad position last season, and the fact that River was playing like playmaking champs, he was just making comebacks like randomly, and that's how they were winning games. But right now, if you play AP jungle, like you can't do anything. Like if your laners are losing, you just basically lost if they lose too hard, because then you can't enter River. You will just slowly not get resources. If you don't have resources, you are useless, and then you just lose. So I feel like it's not the best way how they're playing right now, because they're trying to put River on the carry champion, even though I think he's good. I think he's probably really, like he can play any style basically.
Right.
He can easily play farming junglers, and when I play against his Talia or Nidalee, I can see he's pretty good on them. But his teammates are just not delivering, so he can't really play those, and he keeps trying.
I'm
so.
also not too sold on the Ezreal mid stuff after playing against it yesterday. It definitely does get you prio in the first like 6-7 minutes of the game, but I think after that, it's just
The
like
champ's not made to me on side lane is like my biggest thing.
like
for me.
1-to-1 item. Like in my Corki game versus his Ezreal, like 1-to-1 item, he shifted forward and I just solo killed him randomly because he just wastes his E.
Yeah, I think you have to be really good on Ezreal and like use his range really well. You can't just brute force fights.
Yeah, I think that's also a
One
problem.
item.
Mid laners are not good Ezreals.
Yeah.
Jungle meta. I had this thought earlier, but I like what you brought up about how to play a successful AP jungler, you actually can't gank that frequently. Your ganks really have to matter. So your laners mostly have to be able to take care of themselves for a lot of the game.
Yeah.
That was really true in your series against Shopify today. Like double Maokai versus Blabber just being able to kind of go wherever he wants. I don't know, just is there a way to, what do you think breaks out of this meta, or do you think that's like necessarily the meta now? Because I know Umpty's on Sejuani duty like 24/7, and you're still finding success.
And the laners have to be able to carry, I guess. Right now, the AP junglers just take over the game.
Yeah.
Right? If you play against Zyra, Bren, or Karthus even, and they're fed, they're going to carry you to the team fight. If there's a ball laner, or a top laner, or a mid laner that's able to take over the fights the same way, and you gank for him enough, and then he takes over the game, then at that point, maybe the AP junglers take a step back. But your other point of the question was like, you have to play like without a jungler a little bit when you have an AP jungler. But the thing is that the ganks or the game becomes so predictable because the other jungler can't afford to gank you, because if he gets invaded,
Yeah.
it's over. Because then you get the grubs. Grubs are pretty OP, like both for the jungler and also for pushing turrets. But the experience it gives is like pretty good for junglers. Give the jungler
it
a-
is, yeah. You
Yeah.
just-
How does Umpty get away with playing Sejuani?
I don't think
Well, you-
Sejuani farms slow though. Like
just
Sejuani
don't
just
have
farms.
it. You just can't make many mistakes.
Yeah.
Like specifically when we scrimmed this guy in scrims, if we would make like 2 to 3 mistakes, honestly probably even less, Inspired would randomly just be at like 2
Yeah.
levels on Umpty, and it would just be like what is this jungle gap? But even though it's not even a jungle gap, it would be like a team gap. Like we played poorly, like we use umpties timers poorly, and then Inspire's just hitting the Krug camp.
Yeah, I mean, if Sejuani just farms against AP junglers for like first 2 rounds, she's gonna get level 6 same time as them. So, and then she's like way stronger. Then like you have Brant or Zyra, and then you have level 6 Sejuani. Like how can you contest River? You can't. And if you use it well, then I think you are in a good position in the game. But obviously, like going into level 9, where Sejuani starts like slowing down her clear, and Zyra or Brand just focus on repeat and are able to be in every fight faster, then
it's scary if you make one mistake.
Yeah, if you make a mistake and then Brand gets to full clear and walk into your jungle, get your 3 camps, then he's like already level up, and he only keeps going faster and faster while Sejuani can't really get any more resources. So she has to hope for some picks and stuff like that. But when the game is even, like the game starts, I think Sejuani is a really strong champ, and she has a lot of playmaking potential because she's just strong. She has really strong spells, really strong spike at level 6. He has Ziggs that is like really cheap, and she has really early spike on it. So I think you can play both styles. It's just a little bit like more responsibility on you if you play a tank. Like you can't make mistakes. But same with AP junglers. You can't just walk in river and die. If you die to Sejuani one time, it's GG. Like Sejuani is just gonna be so OP.
Yeah. Or if the first brand gank of the game is a 2v3 kill, then it's also going to be doomed.
Oh yeah, that was terrible. Yeah. That was terrible by them. But it was good turn by our bot lane. They were aware that they are winning that, and that the enemy team is just trolling. Very good by them.
At this point, it almost feels like old news, but we're only 3 weeks in. How do you like best of 3s compared to best of 1s?
Super nice for me, yeah. Even like just from the first series, because we lost the first game, and then we were able to come back and win the last 2. So right there is like a good selling point for a best of 3. If you feel like you're the better team, then upsets are less likely to happen. So I mean, obviously, like if you lose a best of 1, it was solely on you, right? It's not like random things. But sometimes shit happens, and it feels good to know that you can drop 1 game and then come back. And also like the level of excitement I have when I come to the studio and it's like the whole week I practice for this one team, rather than like 2 teams or 3 teams sometimes even. Yeah. Like it's way nicer feeling. And I also like you win 1 game, you get off stage, you talk about the game. Like that stuff is cool. I think it's fun.
So nice. It's so nice. It just feels like mini playoffs every series.
The fact that we can just prep the entire week for one specific team, and I can just like go through their VODs and like pick up certain things that they do and do all types of things like that. And so it's like last split it was playing C9 and FlyQuest. I have to prep for both these guys, but then who do I prep for more? Because like they're both good teams, and just like I wasn't a fan of best of 1s, but then best of 3s, like he said, it's like mini playoffs where even if you make like small mistakes, like to be honest, my game 1 first 100 Thieves, I was kind of running it down after 15 minutes. If we were to lose that game because of me, well, I'd be super pissed on myself. Like we can still win games 2 and 3.
Anything else inspired?
Feels very fun to play. Like going on the stage, our series against TL, I had a lot of fun. If it was best of 1, we lose 1 game, we go home in like such a depressed way because we just got shit on. And best of 3, like we lost. I knew there is 1 more game we can play. We won it. I'm like, oh, that's a nice day. We are already 1-1, about to go game 3. Looks fun. I think people are enjoying watching it, and I'm enjoying playing. So it's like it's nice. I like it.
I think it was Licorice was saying that we're going to have fewer upsets in best of 3s, partially because you get the forgiveness when you have a top team versus a bottom team, but also because when you have a Shopify on your schedule, you're not going to be prepping the other team, right? You're actually just going to 100% prep Shopify. It seems pretty true so far. Because
in the past, you would have a week where you play TL and Shopify, and obviously the whole coaching staff and every player has their mind on TL. And then Shopify happens, and you obviously prepare a draft, but it's not like tailored to that team.
Then they play Scion mid, and you're like, what?
Yeah, what the hell?
Especially if they're the Sunday match. Like if you would like C9 Saturday, Shopify Sunday, it's like the entire week. C9 does this, C9 does this, C9 drafts like this, C9 does this.
And then you play C9, you lose, you're like a little bit depressed, and you're going to, so tomorrow we play Shopify.
Tomorrow, who do we play again?
Oh, we just lost the game, give me a break.
Yeah, true.
What do those teams have to do? The Shopify and Immortals seem like they're at the bottom. It's weird because I was kind of strangely hopeful for Immortals because I'd always hear that they'd be decent in scrims in spring, but their last, I guess, 4 games have been pretty rough.
I think the way Immortals play is just really weird.
What's weird about it?
Like, if you watch how they play, like Tactical and Ole, would just randomly run top lane at 5 minutes no matter what, and then in mid game, they only play through Master side, like only, and then Castle's just on like weak side duty for 25 minutes straight, and you would just see Castle be like 200 CS down, and Mask would be 13 CS per minute, and then even if bot lane is going well for tactical Ole, they'll just randomly go down 20 CS because they're like, I don't know if it's them wanting to go top lane or if their coach is forcing them or like what's making them go top. Is just like, I don't know, it looks so weird to me.
I don't analyze their games. I just like the bottom teams. I just watch like highlights, like the team fights maybe.
Yeah.
And they're like so bad individually. Like, bro, like how can you be so bad at like team fighting? Like, for example, the game against you, the Zeri, she was like so fat and she just got Nautilus hooked. Like, she E'd in, I think, flashed out and then walked into your hook.
Yeah.
Like,
And there was a Cassante in front of her, and then she probably assumed that there was a tank in front, so she wouldn't get hooked.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as she was clicking in, Cassante was clicking back.
Yeah,
so it's like this unfortunate thing where...
And then Shopify as well, when I play in team fights against them, it just seems like, I don't know, someone will always find a way to int. Like, you just wait, and someone will int. Support, the jungler, the AD carry, like someone will int. It just doesn't feel like if you do nothing, they will like take over the game. You feel like you can just wait and someone will make mistake. That's how when I play against the bottom teams feels like. And in scrims, they're losing lanes most of the time, and the enemy jungle I feel like is trying to do something but not doing much. And I'm also like not scared of them. It seems like they're scared of me when I play against those teams. I walk on them, they just walk back. I invade their jungle. They're like moving but not moving. They're just slowly coming to be, while I can just back off enemy. I mean, we get the lead somewhere else, and they just don't make any play in return. It just feels like they're bleeding and they don't want to make many plays.
It just feels like for Shopify, and I mean, honestly, both teams, they're very just scared to do anything. Like in both of our series where Shopify, just someone would walk in, create so much space, and instead of like Shopify trying to like trade blows back, they would just give up the space completely, and they just can't make any play.
Yeah.
Like both of our games were such low kill games, not because we weren't doing anything, we were trying to do stuff. They would just, okay, you can have the dragon. Yeah, that bot turret's yours.
They're just giving away everything you want to
They just gave up everything, and then you just have like a 10k gold lead at 20 minutes, and then you're like, you just force it Baron, and you win the game at Baron.
What about energy? I was talking to you a little bit about them today, and I heard even Dig was like beating energy in scrims. But they were the LCS champions, and they had such a good world showing, only made one roster change, and now they feel at a much lower level. Do you think it's, I don't know, a little doomed for them, or will they be able to improve in the next 20 days?
I don't think it's doomed because I think most of the players are actually pretty good. Okay. But when I scrim them, it just feels like they're inting so hard.
Yes,
like I don't understand what they're doing. Like they can't be try-harding in my opinion. Like the things that they're doing, it doesn't make any sense. Like they will try so hard to like beat you into the ground or something that they int. And like, they don't play as a team very much either.
Immortals and Shopify, they're just bad individually, but NRG has like decent players, but when you play against them, they just like, seems like they don't know what they are doing and they're trying to overplay so hard. They're just like, they will keep fighting you. Like, they will never stop fighting. Like, against us, they just randomly walk to Nash at 20 minutes and start hitting it. That's not what I expect Immortals to do. Like saying that you need to play more aggressive is not that you need to go to Nash and start hitting it as 5 people, like, randomly in the game. But, yeah, I don't know. I feel like they need to be a bit more calculated with the decisions they take. Because it seems like if you give them the fight, they will take it no matter what. It's like, I don't know, seems like they just fight and they don't care about what's gonna happen. So
if they get a little more patience, would they be the 4th best team? Maybe by like your read of their talent.
I think so. If I had to look at like the players like and compare them to like 100 Thieves and Dig. I mean, Dig is also maybe in that like they might have like a close game.
It's tough because you've only played 3 matches.
There's that too. Yeah, but
and if you watch the laning phase, like most of their lanes normally go like even or like a little bit ahead, a little bit behind.
Yeah.
But normally it's always like even in lane, and then just once you start watching them move around the map, it's just like who he is trying to go towards bot side, and then Contact is just playing top side for some reason, and just like they're never on the same page as a full team, which like to me that feels really weird because they've been together for so long.
Yeah,
their bot lane seems like really strong bot lane to me. Like
they're strong in lane.
I feel like they're good in lane, so I don't know how can they be losing to like bottom teams. To me, they should be the winning. Like how I feel like FBI and Hooky put so much pressure on the map and they just don't use it and they just lose. So I don't know.
I do want to ask you guys about Impact. You can think a little bit if there's any other topics you guys want to talk about, like feel free. But you've all played with Impact.
The GOAT.
You've all won a title with Impact. Last week He set the record for most LCS wins, like he passed Bjergsen.
The GOAT.
He's in his 10th LCS year. Like, just, I don't know, talk about impact a little bit. Why is he so successful? What does he do that people don't notice? I'm just kind of curious to hear about it.
It's crazy to me how much he still cares about the game. Like the game of League of Legends, he cares about it so much after how long he's been playing, because he will show up to the office and his phone's already pulled up and he's watching a VOD. Or he's watching like some today on the super servers YouTube about a new champ or something.
He's always watching VODs in the TL office right now.
And then he's gonna see Inspired in the EG days and he'll be like, yo, did you see this? And then he'd start like talking about it and like how he wants to implement it maybe in like scrims. And he's just always like thinking about League, looking at League, playing League. So I think just the passion that he has like allows him to like still be good to this day. I think.
I felt like he was always helping us in mid game a lot. Like he knew always when he's on bot, when Nash is up, like he knew when he's supposed to rotate to the team and get vision, and when he's supposed to be catching waves deep, and like or not moving too much. I don't know. It just felt like the game was really easy to play with him. Like especially when we won the split. It's I don't know. We play playoffs. He always has push in his lane. Says that he can do this and this. He doesn't want to overforce. When he wants to overforce, he just groups and force the fight. He always found the TP out of nowhere, and I don't know. We never had to help him either. He always had a great situation for Rift Herald. It just felt like I don't know. It's just unbeatable. That's how I felt when I was playing with him. I was so happy.
Like coming in as like I'm pretty much a rookie this year. Like I didn't really learn too much last year. He's just such an insane resource for me. Like throughout the entirety of spring, he would just be like, he'd pull me over after like the team review and point out like certain things he thinks I'm just completely trolling on. And then like even now, like we went back after our series yesterday and he's rewatching the game, me coring him. And every like couple minutes he would like point out a timer and be like, what do you think about this timer? He'd explain his thought process to me. I'd explain my thought process to him. And then we'd like try to find a middle ground in between those thought processes. So it's just like such an insane resource for me.
Do you have any fun impact stories? I only worked with him I was barely with him for the 2020 summer split with TL, because that's when I was with the team. He wanted Broxa to do this, because Graves jungle was meta. He wanted to do the late invade, push them off like red buff, but then cross between the turrets and also take the blue buff. And for the longest time, Broxa just like wouldn't do it because he couldn't get the dash right. So Impact like practiced the dash and showed him exactly where he could do the dash because he really wanted to pull it off. And then we did it in one scrim.
Your teammate at that point.
We did it in one scrim, and it worked perfectly. And they just instantly remade the game. And we're like, well, I guess that's worthless.
I mean, right now he just like in review, he always just say like his favorite phrase is, I don't think you got it. And he would just flame whoever he's speaking that to just for like 5 minutes and just won't let them speak at all. So.
Yeah, to me, the funniest was when he was flaming Jojo. Like every time he's like, Jojo, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is hot garbage. What the fuck, Jojo? What the fuck? And he's like, nah, Jojo, you're trash. Nah, you're trash. I remember talking about we lose some game in the regular season and he's like, Jojo is so trash. Jojo is so trash. No, it's fine. He's learning. He's actually good. Like he's just I don't know, making stupid mistakes on stage. We're gonna be fine at places. Nah, he's trash.
After the top esports series at MSI, where we just got completely shit on, we come back into our hotel room, like our practice room, and Impact goes instantly. I think it was to me or Umpty. He just goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" This entire series just like starts flaming everyone for an entire hour. Points out like 15 different points where like, I have no clue what you're doing. Why are you so scared here? Why are you here? Like,
he's
completely
like,
laid it onto him.
Why are you not pushing this wave? I have tempo top. Now it's your time to push the wave. I rotate for vision. You are pushing. And then
it's crazy how much he can see like during the game and like come back after the game and be able to like communicate what he saw that you should be doing differently.
And everything is making sense that he's saying.
Oh no!
It's just like
you just
you
can't
don't see
back.
that in game. But I don't know. He just has like such insane levels of like game sense.
Yeah, I feel like I mean. I think Jojo didn't take it personally at all, like when he was flaming him, so he was learning a lot, and I assume you do as well right now. That's why you guys are improving really fast. But I don't know, I guess it's a specific way. Maybe some people will not like that type of feedback, but he's like just direct, and it just works really well. And that's how he is, and I enjoyed it. I really liked playing with him.
Any thoughts on his team fighting?
No, he's always making a lot of space. Like
he
he's
makes
not
a lot of
scared.
space, but like he can't play like skilled champs. Like
He's a bit old. I mean, obviously.
Fiora, Irelia, Camille, like he will say, nah, that's not for me.
But that's good to know. Like that you have a
that's good
style.
to know.
Like, and your teammates, it's always a bit awkward when you have like a teammate who maybe is not so good at a specific type of champions, and then you have to have that like yo, bro, it's playoffs now. Like
Yeah, like
you can stop it in Italy.
Are you sure you wanna play mid Irelia? Like maybe not, maybe just some age.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm glad that Impact is getting the recognition he deserves because he's been such a good player for so long.
Actually, in our series against Tier in playoffs, do you remember when he said, Jojo, you are hot garbage at Rice, you don't know how to control vision in the river, you don't know how to roam, you don't know when you should recall for tempo, and then he said, I will go mid, and we played the Rice, Impact mid, and Jojo played Lucian top,
And he was so 1v9.
Impact was playing against Bjergsen, Victor, he was perma pushing, perma going up, okay, I'm roaming top, I'm putting wards here, I'm going bot now, and he's like roaming, holding up.
His range was crazy in
Jojo,
comparison.
you are doxing the Rice, I will play Rice. And then Jojo played Rice in finals against 100 Thieves, I think, and he was running the server as well. He was like perma top, perma bot, like he just legit, okay, give me the keyboard, I will show you how it's done. He legit just showed him.
Bit off topic of League, but are you guys still playing soccer?
Yeah, we played Wednesday 2 days ago. Yeah.
Tell me about it. Like, how does that? What is the crew? Who's better?
It's a big mix of like there's a lot of staff from esports orgs.
Yeah.
Like coaches, managers, content even.
Yeah.
There's a few riders who come. Joel might be here. Joel
Okay.
is like he's
Yeah,
probably the best.
I know him.
You know Joel. So Joel is like probably the most
Scary
reliable
defender.
player.
Scary
Like,
defender
he plays
to face.
defense and like he's very like you
Yeah.
want to draft him on your team as fast
Yeah.
as possible. Yeah, I mean it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Who are you on the same team, different team? Who won last time?
It all depends. We were on opposite teams
Yeah.
this week. I won by like 1 goal.
Team
I
Gun.
think.
Team Gun.
Okay.
I mean,
He claims it all the time.
our team was just hot garbage, like Impact would say. It's fine though, like sometimes it happens.
Yeah, we had a pretty strong team. That's fair.
Yeah, nice. What are you going to do during the break before LCS comes back?
Well, these guys are going to Saudi, so we'll
Yeah.
wave them goodbye as they go.
EWC,
and
best of luck.
Hope that they
20 hours flight
hope that
When do
they
you do
burn
that?
out probably.
on Monday.
You want it? Okay, same.
Yeah.
And then other than that, I think we're scrimming. We'll have like 12 days instead of 1, I think, per week, so
Yeah.
that we're not scrimming too much. And yeah,
Thanks for
pretty
joining
much
us, guys. This is really good. And congrats on all the wins.
Yeah.
You guys
Thank
have been
Two
crushing
O's.
the LCS in the first 3 weeks.
Bunch of
Thank you.
2-0s.
Yeah, time to keep it going and get some big rematches in the playoffs. So that's it for pros. We're going to see you back at the 20th of July.
In a month.
Yep, July 20th is when we're
Wow.
going to be back for more LCS
Wow,
week 4.
1 month break.
It's 2 weekends, but because we're Thursday, Friday, it ends up being 3 weekends.
Okay,
it's
sure.
not
whatever
ideal.
you say, Jatt.
Sure,
Yeah,
bro,
not
whatever you
ideal.
say.
But we'll be back.
Stay in a month.
Just remember, July 20th.
It's 21.
See you
See
then.
See you guys there.
Yeah.
Does he say hot garbage still?
No.
Really? He was
just-
saying like so much hot garbage.
He just says,
This is so hot garbage.
his favorite quote is just like, he'll be like, Umpty, I don't think you got it. Here.
He didn't say that. Now
FlyQuest he would.
Really?
He would say like,
On EG, he never said, I don't know if you got it.
Yeah.
He was always saying, like, this is hot garbage, this is trash.